Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show, where we get to the heart of why you overeat and how to stop. If you struggle with food and weight like I did, welcome home.
Welcome everybody to the Heal Your Hunger Show. So happy to have you here. It is a great day to be alive. And I've got a topic I'm going to dig into for you today, which I think is going to be super helpful. At least that's my hope. I hope you're well wherever you are. I hope you're feeling good about your choices regarding self-care and meals and eating and all that. If you're not, I want to just tell you you're in the right place. Whether you are or you're not feeling good about things, this is the right place to be, because this is where we get down to business and talk about how to really heal from emotional eating and get to a place where we feel good about our choices around food and self-care. So so you're in the right place. This is where you stop dieting. This is where you stop beating yourself up. This is where you stop feeling bad and instead find a new way, a new path for making peace with food and with your body and with your stress and so many things in your life. So it's a good day. I am recording this in the Secret Sauce group on Facebook. So you can go to Secret Sauce to End Emotional Eating on Facebook and find the group, and you can join us. That's where I record so many of my podcasts live. That's where you get support. That's where you get to hang out with people of your kind, those who know what the struggle's about, know what that fight with food is all about. And so don't go it alone. Be with us. Get support, get great tips, join us in the Secret Sauce group. So just go to Facebook, ask to join, and we're happy to have you. Okay, on with the show. Hi, happy Tuesday to my friends in the Secret Sauce group. How are you? How's your week going? So happy to be here. I've got a topic I want to share with you today, and it's something I've wanted to share for a little while, but I've been kind of holding back and not sure how to really present this. So I'm tired of pussyfooting. I'm ready to tell you what I got to say. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for just let me know if you relate. That's super helpful. Put the comments, share your comments, share your thoughts as I share what I'm going to share. I appreciate the love. So I hope you're having a good week, and I hope this helps your week go even better. Okay, so my topic today is how to go with the flow instead of being uptight and resentful. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because I have been uptight and resentful in my life. I'm an emotional eater. I'm a human. Let's face it, all humans get uptight and resentful. But I do find that as an emotional eater, I had some struggles for a good while with control and wanting things to be a certain way, my way, of course. And this caused me to be tense and uptight and not particularly fun to be around. I would try to cover it up, of course, because I'm a people pleaser. I want to be liked. So there, I did my best to not have it be so obvious that I was aggravated and frustrated because things weren't going my way. I had a smile on my face, but I had that tension, and anybody who picks up on energy would pick up on my bad energy, which is, it's not going my way. So this is one of the ways that I've been blessed to heal. And this is a very necessary way that I had to heal in order to overcome my emotional eating, because that energy, that negative energy of being tight and stressed and tense, boy, oh boy, that is bad for the system. It's bad all the way around. And when I felt that way, I felt really guilty. Like I didn't like feeling that way. That was not who I wanted to be. But when things weren't going my way, I'd have that fight, that struggle, that internal struggle, and often struggle with other people. And so I want to talk about that today, about the controlling nature that we tend to have as emotional eaters and how to just chill out, how to chill out. And I'm happy to say that at this point in my life, I've learned how to chill out, and it's generally my way of being now. And I'm so grateful for that, but it was not that way all the time. So the reason why this has even surfaced as a topic that I wanted to talk about is because in my present life, as you may know, if you've tuned in at all, I have a boyfriend, and this is a fairly new relationship. And I've noticed that I am pretty easygoing. And this has been true about me for a while. So not just with this person, but, before that. But in this scenario, in this relationship, my boyfriend will stay with me, and we'll have some nights of cooking dinner together, enjoying each other's company. He'll spend a night, and other times he goes back to his home, and he's, staying at his home. And so I won't see him, or he'll come and go. And what I've noticed about myself is I'm super easy about it. Like whatever he does is great. I've got no issues. I'll miss him when I don't see him, but whenever he tells me his plans, I never have that energy of, but that's not what I want. Like, that's not, did you check with me on this? Have we talked about this? What about me? None of that stuff. None of those thoughts go through my head. I just am very accepting, very encouraging of whatever he needs to do. And that's generally my attitude. Like, whatever you need to do, like, good, whatever you need to do, I'll see you when I see you. And, this is, this is not how I always was. And I've told him that he's getting the best version of me in my life. Like, I'm the best version of Tricia Nelson at this point in my life. Thank God. Thank God. It's, it's gone in that direction. It's gone up. But I wasn't always that way. And it's a really great way to be. I love it. I love my attitude. I love my attitude. I love how I am, and I know that were I to be different the way I used to be, I wouldn't be able to stay free from emotional eating. And so this is really my point, is that something's got to change. In order for things to change, I have to change. In order for things to get better, I have to get better. And this is what my clients are learning. My clients are awesome. And they are picking up on it so fast when they go through my program. They're changing, and they're changing their attitude, and they're changing their controlling nature. They're catching themselves. And that's making them feel more peaceful. It's making them feel more relaxed. They're not butting heads with other people. They're easier to be around. So this is the result of letting go of control, letting go of things having to be a certain way. And so I kind of want to guide you through how this came about, how this came to be, and how I've healed from this, and how my clients heal from this as well, because it's so important. And especially when we're going into the holidays, oh my God, if there were ever a time when it's easy to get uptight, easy to get frustrated and pissed off and resentful of other people for not going as planned, like not following the plan, the script. My mentor used to say, if you wanted, actually my mentor who became my husband used to say to me, if you want to, if there's something you want, just give me the script, just give me the script and I'll follow it. You didn't give me the script, which always really humbled me, because then I realized I was being so controlling and that I had a script. Right. So, anyway, so what helped me in my marriage, actually, was one thing I'll share, was that my husband, my ex-husband, whom I was with for many years, never did birthday presents at all. Never did presents at all. Christmas presents, birthday presents, nothing. And he would make a lame attempt by saying, oh, I want to get you something, but I don't know what to get you. You have everything. I don't know what to get you, which was always really lame. Right. But that's what he would say. And it was so lame. And I wanted to let him off the hook. So I just was like, don't worry about it, honey. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And I did kind of feel like, he's very loving. He gives me a lot, time, attention, whatnot. So I'm just going to not worry about it. And at first it wasn't easy, because I used to love to have birthday parties and that kind of thing, and presents. I loved presents. But over time, I adjusted to not having anything from him gift wise, like wrap it up, give it as a gift. I got used to not having that. And when I tell people that, they're like, that's awful. Like you didn't get gifts from your husband. And I'm telling you, it was a gift in and of itself because I gave up my expectations. I no longer had expectations of having the gift. So I could no longer be dissatisfied or pissed off because I didn't get the gift, or that the gift wasn't the right gift, or I was misunderstood. He didn't get me, all that stuff off the table because I didn't get gifts. And I loved the freedom of not having the expectation. And I find that it's the expectation of things from our partners that creates that tense feeling, that sense of dissatisfaction, frustration, anger, resentment, uptightness. Okay. So expectations, it's been said that expectations are resentments under construction, which is so true, isn't it? Like the quickest way to feel resentful is to expect somebody to act a certain way or do a certain thing for you. And when you let go of that expectation, when you expect nothing, it's so freeing because anything you get is a bonus. It's like, it's all a bonus. So that helped me tremendously. And the truth is that I don't want to be somebody who demands from other people or has demands of other people. I mean, of course, I expect good treatment. Of course, I want to be adored. Of course, I want somebody to love me and treat me right. I deserve that. Absolutely 100%. No compromises there. Okay. Non-negotiable. But beyond, respect and appreciation and adoration, it's really wonderful to let go of those expectations. So in my current relationship, I just love not being that person that I used to be, not being tense, not wanting my way. I find that most problems in relationships, or oftentimes when I hear about problems in relationships, they come from two people butting heads, wanting two different things, expecting two different things. And that's where the friction arises. I have one couple, one friend, and as a couple, her partner, they tend to have kind of the way they want it to be, and then they're up against each other, and it's that willfulness, it's having a will, having an agenda that causes their stress and their strife. And so I just feel so grateful that, generally speaking, I just don't have those expectations. And I think because I was so demanding and controlling at one time in my life, wanting my spouse to be a certain way, to dress a certain way, to act a certain way, to not say certain things. So I'd run around trying to control the things he would say or do, which is exhausting, right? Exhausting. Instead of just letting him be who he is. Because I did so much of that, and because I hated how it made me feel, I am not that person now. I am not that person now. And I absolutely love letting my man be who he is. I just love it. And I love him for who he is. That's obviously why I love him, because of the way he is, and all the different qualities about him that are innately him. Those are the things I love. And so I don't want to go around changing it. I don't want to change things about him. I want to support him and love him and be as encouraging as possible. So if there are changes that need to be made, he feels safe to make them, and I find that the safety factor is so important. When we nitpick another person, when we have an agenda for somebody else, when we want them to do something or be some way, they feel that energy, and chances are they're going to rebel. Okay. They're going to want to do just the opposite. So the quickest way to get anybody to do anything is to have an agenda for them, and they'll feel that, and they'll be like, I'm going to not go that route. I'm going to do something different, just in spite. And it might not be a conscious desire to spite, but just, how it is. We don't like to be told what to do either. As emotional eaters, we rebuke authority. We don't like to be told what to do. It rises the ire in us, and other people are the same way. It's just, nobody likes that. So I'm here to say that letting go and letting God, which is really the underlying theme here, letting go and letting God or if you will, going with the flow is such a beautiful way to be, and something I continue to aspire to be. Nobody wants a whiny, dissatisfied person in their midst. And I find that women especially can be controlling and bitchy, and maybe that's a stereotype, but that's, I talk to mostly women, and I find that women tend to have this emotional eaters. Those are the ones I talk to. So it tends to be emotional eaters, obviously, because that's my sampling pool. But we as women, and probably especially as emotional eaters, okay, maybe we go the extra mile on this. We can be controlling and nitpicky, critical, and to the other person, it's just not a good ride. It's not a good ride, but more important. So they reject that. They don't want that, that makes them feel bad, to be around that. But I will say for myself, it makes me feel bad to be that. Okay. So nobody wants an angry, pouty, disgruntled, resentful person around, but I don't want to be an angry, disgruntled, pouty person either. Because if I am that way, it'll create stress and tension inside of me, in my body, in my thoughts. And ultimately, I'll need a painkiller. I'll need to exit that frame of mind. And I'll either do it with, positive actions or negative actions, like overeating. So much of the time, my eating was a threefold affair. You've heard me say this before. It was PEP, right? My eating was to kill pain of being me, angry and resentful. That's a painful frame of mind. Okay. I ate as an escape, to escape my reality of tension and stress. And I ate as a form of punishment. So it's PEP, painkiller, escape, and punishment. And food did all three at once. So the punishment is beating myself up for being a bitch. Okay. Like, I didn't want to be that way. I hated being that way. I felt very powerless to change. Okay. I'm going to get into that in a second. And I would beat myself up for being that person that I knew I wasn't. It certainly wasn't the person I wanted to be. It definitely was not the person God made me to be. So that's where being controlling and resentful gets us. It gets us back to the food, no question about it. So one of the best tools that I've found for really becoming this chill person that I've transformed into is, first, I mentioned it, not having an agenda for other people, letting people just find their way, do their thing, be them. But the other is to really throw my dependence on God. And one of my favorite affirmations is, it's all in divine order. Like, it's all in divine order. I love that affirmation, and that has become a part of me. I've said it so many times. It's my fallback, when something's stressful, when something isn't going my way, when I missed an appointment, when I didn't get a project done in time, when somebody didn't call me when they were supposed to, when somebody didn't show up on Zoom when we had a date, it was on my calendar and they didn't show up. I was supposed to be interviewed on a podcast. I didn't get the passcode or something, so I couldn't show up. Whatever it is, it's all in divine order, and this has taken so much stress off of me, because otherwise I'm responsible and I'm uptight because of it. Okay. So when I realized God is in charge, like, God's in charge of everything, even when I mess up, what's the quote? And so many of you know better than me. But all things work together for good for those who love God. Like, it's in divine order. God's got it handled. Okay. So knowing that, affirming that, has helped me so much to relax and not get uptight. Not only, leave other people alone, if they mess up, but leave myself alone. Now, I know how mean we can be as emotional eaters to ourselves. I know we can beat ourselves up. I know we can be super hard on ourselves and just be relentless when we make mistakes, or when something happens, something goes wrong, so to speak, wrong in quotations, because things tend to right themselves, in magical, wonderful ways when we give them to God. So the thing is that we don't have to beat ourselves up. It's all in divine order. And there are so many times I've as I said, missed a deadline or messed up a project or forgot to do something. But when I just kind of let myself off the hook, not that I don't want to be responsible and get things done and do the right thing, but we all make mistakes. And when I make a mistake, I just am like, okay, let that go. God's in charge. And I'm amazed at how well things work out. Like the beating doesn't have to happen. The beating will help nothing. You're beating yourself up for not being perfect. You're beating anybody else up for not being perfect. And usually that's why we do beat other people up, because we're first beating ourselves up. But it's not going to help. It helps nothing. Give it to God and then see how well things unfold, how beautifully things unfold. So that's where my chill comes from. My chill comes from giving it to God, stopping playing God in my life. Like I stepped out of the way and let God be God in my life. Affirming divine order helps me know it's all going to work out. There are no big deals. Everything used to be a big deal to me. I'd be panicked thinking the world would crumble because of some thing I did or didn't do. And that's a lot of pressure for a kid. And I had that from a very young age, the sense that I was responsible for things working out. I think when you grow up in a dysfunctional home, oftentimes that's the message you get. You become super responsible, hyper responsible, and you take things really seriously and you feel like it all rests on your shoulders. And when you do that, it's a heavy load. It's a super heavy load, and it takes a lot of food to carry that kind of weight on your shoulders. So the sooner you can know that you're just not that powerful, you're not that important, and that things are all going to work out in spite of mistakes that you've made. Oh my God, it's such a load off. So that's what I want for you. Please post in the chat if you're relating to this, if this is helping you. I'd love to hear about it. And again, this is a great message for heading into the holidays, because it's so easy to take yourself too seriously during holiday time. If you're throwing a party or you're going to party, you're committing to bringing a dish to a party, which I recommend if you're an emotional eater and you want to make sure you have good, tasty food available for you to eat. But whatever it is, in the holidays, the stakes can get amped up because there's other people involved and we're people pleasing. We want people to be happy with us. We want nobody to be displeased, so we take it really seriously and we get super intense. And that is not truly how we want to be. We want to be joyful at holiday time. We want to be easy and relaxed. But that all begins with us and letting go of our agenda, knowing that it really doesn't matter. It does not matter what time we end up eating. It does not matter, that we didn't get the casserole baked in time. It doesn't matter that turkey needs to go back in the oven. It doesn't matter, if we're a little late to the party. It doesn't matter if we didn't wrap the presents. We just put them in a bag with a ribbon or whatever. Like just take a load off, be kind to yourself. Just realize it's the love that matters. It's the love that matters. It's all in divine order. And the sooner we know it's in divine order, the sooner we can access the love. Because when I was all about my agenda, I could not access the love. That's what made me hate myself. I hated it when I was so tense and tight and pissed off because it wasn't going right. AKA my way. So anyway, I'm just here to say you can love yourself today when you chill out and let go of your agenda and let other people off the hook for being the way you want them to be. Just let them off the hook. Be happy for whatever time you get to be with them. I love being with my boyfriend when he comes over. I love it when he comes over. I'm just happy and, giddy. I'm just loving to pieces. And if he's not there, that's okay. I enjoy time with myself. I have a lot of things going on. I focus on that, and then I get to be happy again when I see him. So I love that attitude. It's helped me so much. I'm sure it's helped him as well. He's doing the best he can. And if I were in there making demands, that would be hard on him. So it's not the person I want to be. So I'm here to just say you can be the beautiful, joyful, go with the flow person that you've always wanted to be. But it starts today. it is not dependent on other people and what they do. Okay. It's just not. It's not dependent on what they do. It's dependent on your letting go and letting God. So that's the message for today. I hope that's helpful. Please post in the Facebook group. Love to hear you. Let's keep the conversation going. And I so appreciate you. And I hope you have wonderful, wonderful exchanges with family and friends during this holiday season. Love you so much. I'll see you on the next show.
If you enjoyed this podcast and want to get free support, insider health info, exclusive invites to events, and more, visit healyourhunger.com.